What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Blackblade and welcome back to my channel. And for today, I would like to give you guys, some tips on how I got the Marauder skills. The Marauder armor set. Now, before I start, I would like to apologize to you guys if I haven't really made any videos of late. If you guys didn't know, the reason is because of work. So if I have a lot of work and if I have a lot of projects, I have only a little bit of time for for gaming. All right, so let's get into it. Now, I did take down some notes into, on each set on where I got it. So let's start with the chest armor piece. I got that from the very first. I actually have some notes here on this armor. I got this one on the very first Greater Rift that I did, which was at wave 3 or 4, I believe. I didn't really know how the Greater Rifts worked back then, simply because I was trying to test it out. So I did a very low level of waves, which was I think it was only 3 or it was level 4. And then when I killed the boss on that Greater Rift, the Marauder Carapace dropped. So that was at about level 70 at Paragon level, probably 10 or 20. That was the part when I was a little bit confident with my gear and I thought that I could do the G Rifts. Now, for my headpiece, this was dropped on the 4th G Rift that Greater Rift that I did. And then there was 5, and then on the 6th Greater Rift, the shoulders then dropped. It was actually progressional. It was like dropping one after the other. After Greater Rift, after doing one Greater Rift, the next Greater Rift. It started to the game started to give me like almost everything. And then on the 7th Grift. On the 7th G Rift, I got the gloves, the Marauder's gloves right there, and on other Rift runs, after that I didn't really get anything else. I got a couple of unique items, but not really the Marauder set piece. So I tried to do some Rift runs then. After doing some Rift runs, I got the Marauder's pants. And then I started to do some more G Rifts, probably a little bit higher this time. I think I did a level 23 or level 22. I'm not exactly sure, but that's when the boots dropped. So the game kind of like gives you everything progressionally. So it's kind of like the game is saying that, alright, play our game, and then they give you all of these set, kind of like one after the other, and it's really awesome. The only piece that I'm lacking now is the Bombardier's rucksack, which of course increases our sentries drop by 2. It's really hard to find. I've been doing a lot of Rift runs, and of course I've been purchasing blood shards from not blood shards. I've been using the blood shards from Kadala just to get it from gambling, and I just couldn't really get it. It's really hard. I've gotten almost all of the quivers, all of the legendary quivers, but I have never even gotten the Bombardier's rucksack. So that's about it. I did get the Natalia's set. Maybe not everything. No, I actually got everything, even the Natalia's. No, that's the Daneta. Yeah, even the Natalia's. The Natalia's crossbow over here. I got everything from the boots, the rings, and the crossbow into doing bounty runs in Act 5 at Torment Level 4. So I guess that's about it. When it comes to my other gear parts, I was only speccing on some gears which typically boosts my damage and my resistances. For my amulet, I'm using this one. For the socket, critical hit damage and then critical hit chance. Of course, for the ring, everybody needs a Ring of Royal Grandeur. That's because it reduces the minimum requirements of set pieces by 1 to a minimum of 2. So this is a pretty good ring to have if you're doing a Marauder set, so that you only use what do you call this, a 5 set instead of 6, so that you could use, you know, other sets or other pieces of items in your gear. Like for me, I'm using the Natalia's boots and the Natalia's rings, so that I could get the critical hit chance of 7.0, and the additional 250 dexterity, plus 10 to our maximum discipline. In total, it's a plus 20 to our maximum discipline. For my bow, I'm using this one. I want to be on the middle, you know, not too fast, and then, you know, not too slow, so that's why I went with a bow. For my, what do you call this, for my weapon, for my bracers, of course, I'm using the Reaper's rasps. That is, of course, the health globes, because when you get the health globes, it restores the 28% of our primary source. Now, when it comes to our skill set, I am using an elemental arrow with a frost arrow, a cluster arrow with the shooting stars. This is a pretty powerful hatred spender, or a skill for a demon hunter. So I guess that I suggest that you guys get this when you're using a demon hunter. For my for my 2 discipline spenders, I'm using the smoke screen with the healing vapors. For my next discipline spender, I'm using the Bat Companion with the so that we could instantly regain the 50 hatred. Of course, for my other hatred spenders, I'm using the multi-shot with Arsenal, and of course, we are using the Sentry with the Spitfire for the additional homing rockets. Of course, for our passive, we are using the Tactical Advantage, so that, you know, when we do cast the smoke screen, we get an additional, you know, movement speed. That's going to be really good if we want to quickly, you know, get out of the dangerous situation. Of course, we are using also the Blood Vengeance. This is pretty good because every time the enemy drops a health globe, we gain a 30 hatred and 3 discipline back. So this is a pretty good passive skill in my opinion. And of course, I'm using the ballistics so that we could increase the damage of our rockets by 100%. And of course, in addition to that, we have a 20% chance to fire a homing rocket for a 150% weapon damage. And of course, for our for the last one, I'm using archery for the plus 8% increase damage. If you want to use a crossbow, go ahead and use a crossbow. You will gain a 50% increased critical hit damage. Yeah, if you are using a hand crossbow, you will get a 5% increased critical strike chance. I mean, increased critical hit chance. This is not PoE. Alright, and then if you are using a 2-hand crossbow or a second-hand crossbow, you gain a 1 hatred per second. I guess okay, so I guess that's about it. For my gems, for my unique gems, I am using the gem of Efficacious Toxin. For me, this is a pretty OP gem because the gem allows you to poison enemies for 3,250% weapon damage for 10 seconds. But that's not all. Once you get this to rank 25, all enemies you poison take an additional 10% increased damage from all sources. So this is a pretty good unique gem in my opinion, especially so if you guys are going with if you guys are going with a group group farming, and then all of you guys have this, all of you will be doing an additional 10%. So that's 40%, damage from all sources. So this is a pretty OP gem in my opinion, with any builds or with any character. So I suggest that you guys, when you guys get this into rank level 25 immediately. Sometimes I use this one, the Enforcer, to increase the damage of our pets by 15%. Pretty good stuff here. Although I'm not leveling it up, it depends if I'm going to use a Witch Doctor. If you are going to use a Witch Doctor and you're going to go with a Summoner build, upgrade this one so that your pets take 25% less damage. And then of course, I'm also using this one sometimes when I'm running low on money. As you can see, Boon of the Hoarder, 25% chance on killing an enemy to cause an explosion of gold. This will be really good when you're farming. You're gonna achieve 20, 30, even 40 million in no time at all. And then of course, sometimes when I want to deal some more damage, I use the Zay Stone of Vengeance. Damage you deal is increased by 4% for every 10 yards between you and the enemy. 10 yards is like nothing. It's really close. and then of course for the maximum of 20%. So it's going to be really good. I don't really think that the upgrade is really worth it. The 20% chance to on hit to stun the enemy for 1 second. But if you guys really want it, then go ahead and upgrade that. But for me, I'm not going to be upgrading it. So that's about it. Again, when doing G rifts, when I was doing greater rifts, I found a lot of legendary items, which is really good. So it's really easy. I suggest that you guys pick up the game. The game literally just gives it to you. It's not really that hard. As you can see, I'm now at Paragon level only 129, and I've already gotten almost all of the complete set of Marauder Set. Alright, so I guess that's about it. So we are doing Torment level 6. Let's get into some juicy gameplay. Okay, so let's get into one of the cemeteries here, because the cemeteries have a guaranteed what do you call this, elite pack. Alright, let's hurry up here. So with just 2 sentries, I am able to do Torment level 6. You could just imagine what you guys can do, or what we can do more, what do you call this, when we get the Bombardier's Rucksack. It's pretty hard, god damn it. I mean, I'm telling you guys, I have been farming rifts, I have been farming greater rifts, and it's very hard to get the Bombardier's Rucksack. It's pretty hard. It's pretty insanely hard. Alright, so we already have our group of elite packs here. Again, Torment level 6, having 2 sentries. Oh my god, almost died there. That was actually a wrong move. Okay, so the only thing that you're going to do here is to occasionally hit them. Oh my god, wait a minute, I forgot to insert my gems. Alright, so let's insert that one so that we get an additional damage while we are at long range. And that's about it. You just let your sentries do the killing for you, and of course your pets too. And of course, don't forget to occasionally hit them when you have a lot of hatred. As you can see, I did press the bat there to what do you call this, to increase our hatred, and that's it. And that's about it. It is a pretty fast kill, and I've been farming Act 6 quite efficiently and quite well. Alright, so let's just finish this last group of mobs here, and that will probably end our video. Now for the next build that I am planning to do, Paragon level 130, let's put that in our offense with critical strike, critical hit chance. God damn it, this is not PoE. Now for the next character that I'm planning to do, I am going to do either a witch build, which focuses on pets, or I may go with melee, either a barbarian or a monk, just to see what kind of changes they did, and probably get some set items as well. Alright, so let's just finish this last group of what do you call this? Last group of elite packs or champion packs, and they're dead. So I guess that's about it for this video, guys. So thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoy the content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'm gonna see you guys on the next part of my video. Have a good one. 5.0 and above is already good, but if you roll 4.5 and below, I suggest you try and reroll it up until you get to 5.0, either 5.0, 5.5, or the perfect one, 6.0. But as you can see here, I've already